Explainer. We spend a lot of time talking about the future, like it's some faraway destination that just magically happens to us one day. But honestly, the future is built right now, today. If you're in grade 8, you are literally standing at one of the most critical junctions of your entire life. This isn't just another regular school year. It's the exact moment where the paths you choose begin to dictate the whole trajectory of your adulthood. We're going to look really closely at the pressures you face, the very real risks out there, and most importantly, how you can map out a brilliant, successful future. So, what single choice could define your entire future? It's a pretty heavy thought, right? Usually, we think it's these massive, dramatic moments that define us. But as we'll see today in our source material, it's actually the small, daily decisions: who you hang out with, how you handle stress, what you focus your energy on. These little things have the power to either lock doors forever or swing them wide open. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. Understanding substance abuse pressures. 2. Real consequences on your future. 3. How to protect yourself. 4. Discovering your unique skills. And 5. Mapping your career path. Section 1. Understanding substance abuse pressures. We're looking down the first path of our crossroads by examining the very real and, let's face it, often overwhelming pressures that can lead to substance abuse. And look, this isn't about judging anyone, it's about understanding what's actually happening around you. To really grasp this, we need to understand where the struggle starts. The sources outline that personal risk factors usually fall into two main categories: intrapersonal and interpersonal. Intrapersonal risks happen entirely within your own mind. Think dealing with your own mental health or internal stress. Interpersonal risks, on the flip side, are all about your relationships and how you communicate with others, like tricky family dynamics or peer pressure. And if those pressures actually lead to using substances, a really dangerous biological shift happens. It's called tolerance. Basically, it means a person physically needs more and more of a substance just to get that same initial effect. It's a trap, and it springs incredibly fast. It's so easy to just blame bad friends, but the sources show us the web is actually much wider than that. Let's look at media influence, for example. We constantly see popular people on social media making drinking or partying look super glamorous and exciting, completely hiding the negative reality. Then there's the economy. High unemployment and poverty in a community cause deep stress and frustration, which can push some people to use substances just to cope. And even the school environment itself can be a total pressure cooker, whether it's dealing with bullying, intense academic stress, or simply the fact that older learners might provide easy access to these substances. It's a lot to navigate. Section 2, Real Consequences on Your Future. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the snowball effect. Let's look at the stark reality of what actually happens when those personal pressures lead someone down the path of substance abuse. It's almost never just one bad day. In the short term, substance abuse leads to missing classes, struggling to pay attention, dropping marks, and maybe even school suspension. But follow that line to the long-term consequences. Those missed classes turn into massive academic challenges. Ultimately, it can lead to dropping out entirely, which severely limits your future career options and traps you in a brutal cycle of financial difficulties later in life. And those consequences extend far beyond the classroom, going straight into the legal system. In the short term, teenagers might start stealing or shoplifting, literally just to get money to feed an addiction. This leads to incredibly dangerous behavior, things like drunk driving, aggressive physical assaults, or getting caught with illegal possession. But the long-term reality, it is brutal. We're talking about a permanent criminal record that's going to red flag you on every future job application. We're talking about time spent in juvenile correctional facilities and a massively increased likelihood of long-term gang involvement. That short-term illusion of fitting in can instantly derail your entire life. No going back. Moving on to Section 3, How to Protect Yourself. The world definitely has its risks, yes, but you are not powerless here. Let's pivot for a second and talk about how you can actively defend against these negative trajectories and basically build a fortress around your future. The sources give us highly practical, actionable steps to avoid substance use. And notice how all of these focus on adding positive things to your life. Participate in sports and exercise. Pursue creative hobbies like art or music. Join clubs to build real, solid friendships. Get involved in volunteer work. And, importantly, think critically about the media you consume. If you fill your time with positive purpose, you literally leave zero room for substance abuse. And please remember, you are never walking this path alone. Both your school and your broader community have built-in safety nets designed specifically to catch you when things get tough. In the school community, you've got teachers giving you health and life skills, clear policies so you know exactly what the boundaries are, and mental health counselors who are ready to help if you're struggling emotionally. Outside of school, the broader community offers affordable treatment, community policing to keep neighborhoods safe, and parent education to ensure your home is a supportive environment. The support is there, you just have to raise your hand. So, the crucial point is this: protecting yourself ultimately boils down to your decision making skills. These are the specific abilities that help you choose solutions to life's challenges in a way that keeps you safe and healthy. Think of it like a muscle. The more you use it to say no to risks and yes to positive opportunities, the stronger it gets. All right, section 4: discovering your unique skills. Now that we know how to navigate around those dark realities and risks, let's look at the fun part: discovering your personal potential and figuring out what makes your brain uniquely yours. According to our educational sources, we all have different personality traits that tie directly into how we think and learn. Are you realistic? That means you learn best hands-on. Are you investigative? You probably love precise scientific problem solving. Maybe you're artistic, a visual, independent, creative thinker. If you're social, you're totally people-centered and thrive on communication. If you're enterprising, you are independent, persuasive, and a natural decision maker. Or maybe you're conventional, meaning you love detail, structure, and intense organization. Ask yourself right now, which one of these sounds exactly like you? Let's move to the next step and see how this builds into your actual school life today. Recognizing those unique skills is the absolute key to picking the subjects where you'll naturally shine. Investigative thinkers, you are naturally mapped for mathematics and natural sciences. Artistic thinkers will absolutely thrive in creative arts and languages. Social and enterprising thinkers will find they naturally align with life orientation, languages, and economic sciences. And those hands-on, realistic thinkers, you are going to totally excel in technology. It's like a giant puzzle, and it's all connected. And finally, section 5, mapping your career path. This is where it all comes together. We're taking the subjects and skills you just identified and translating them directly into real-world jobs. Understanding your thinking style acts basically like a cheat code for picking a really fulfilling future career. Our sources categorize these into distinct career personalities. If you're social, you're the helper. Your strengths are listening and communication, leading to amazing careers in nursing, education, or social work. If you're enterprising, they're the persuader. You are innovative, persuasive, and maybe love public speaking, making you perfect for business management, fashion design, or retail. And if you're conventional, you are the organizer. Methodical and great with data, you're looking at a brilliant future in accounting, computing, or as a laboratory technician. Now, many of these paths actually lead to becoming what society calls an essential worker. These are the folks in law enforcement, public safety, food production, healthcare, and emergency services. They literally conduct the operations that ensure the absolute continuity of our critical functions, whether in the public or private sector. Honestly, society just cannot run without them. Just look at the incredible diversity here. We've got healthcare workers, construction professionals, culinary experts, public safety officers. These are the people holding society together day in and day out. And here is the real secret. Every single one of these critical jobs requires the exact determination, focus, and decision-making skills that you are developing in school right now, today. It all comes down to this one core truth: choices dictate trajectories. By understanding the pressures around you, by actively protecting yourself from the quicksand of substance abuse, and by leaning into your unique natural skills, you clear away the obstacles. You are making the choices today that dictate a brilliant, successful trajectory for tomorrow. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. You're at the crossroads right now. You've got the map. Starting today, which trajectory will you choose to build your future? Remember, the choice is entirely yours. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this helps you map out an incredible path forward. Catch you next time.